I am broke and can no longer afford booster cookies, which are essential to speeding up progression in Hypixel Skyblock. And one of the most simple money-making methods is to farm crops in the garden for an easy profit. And while the garden is one of the least dangerous places in this game, this is still a hardcore series, meaning I have just one life. This is the garden episode of my Hardcore Ironman series. My first goal is to craft the rabbit pet so I can level up my farming skill more easily. However, I don't have enough raw rabbit, so I crafted an enchanted lava bucket to boost the production of our minion. I then gave it to Cat to start the upgrade to uncommon, and when that was done, I also started the upgrade to rare. With this pet, it was time to start farming some wheat, and I even managed to turn in a visitor request to Jerry, and then started farming melons because I want to get my hands on melon armor ASAP. I then remembered to purchase a farming EXP boost from Zog to level up our rabbit pet even faster. I then got straight back to melon farming, and after some time, I'd collected enough melons to finally craft my first piece of melon armor, being the boots. Also, yes, I do know about the rancher's boots, but I'm choosing to go with the melon armor for now, just to mix it up. Afterwards, I checked to see if I have any important visitors, and collected my first flowering bouquet, which will obviously be used on the Lotus equipment. A little while later, I had yet another visit from Jerry, and after completing his quest, I finally had enough copper to purchase my first piece of the Lotus equipment. With my shiny new Lotus bracelet, I took it back to the lobby and applied the blooming reforge with our flowering bouquet. The melon boots took about 45 minutes to get, so I decided to speed up the process by exchanging some of my pests for a boost in farming fortune. During this 30-minute boost, I managed to craft 34 enchanted melons, which was super nice. I took a quick break from farming and planned on doing some spooky fishing, but after checking my fishing level, I realized it was high enough to start reeling in the phantom fisher, which is definitely too strong for me, so I decided to stop. For the entire spooky festival, I decided to farm enderman, and farming the lower health enderman around 6k and 4k HP was pretty easy, as most people only wanted to fight the stronger ones. Thanks to this strategy, I managed to get top 1000 in the spooky festival, which granted me some pretty cool rewards. Alright, we got a really good amount of candy. This was over 300, only because I was opening chests during the spooky festival. I'm pretty confident I can beat them, especially with the the blaster lanterns. They help out a lot, and yeah, I should honestly be good to do future spooky festivals. And hopefully, like with all of this combined with what I currently have, there are 4 spooky festivals because it's almost Halloween, so I should be able to get the black cat pet, which is honestly really exciting. Shortly after, there was a Jacob's contest for melon, so I made sure to participate. And while I only managed to place into bronze, this did still grant me a turbo melon book, which will be a crucial enchant to put on my future melon dicer. And I then wrapped up the evening by crafting the melon leggings. The next day, I got myself a new god potion as my previous one had just run out, and I managed to craft the final piece of melon armor to complete the set. I then started farming wheat and quickly managed to collect my first crappie, which is exactly what we need to upgrade this armor set. With all of the wheat I had collected, I finally had enough to craft both the enchanted agronomy sack, and I managed to craft and upgrade the small, medium, and large agronomy sack. By the way, I've made sure to keep my composter running at all times and decided to go ahead and purchase my next garden plot. Also, a little while later, something pretty insane happened. I literally just accepted this. I think this is rare. I'm not sure. I've heard it's rare. Wow, it's selling for 41 mil. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I should put this on my armor. You guys let me know. But I've heard this is rare. I just got it from this guy in the chat, but I forgot to record, so let me know if this is good. I did a bit more farming before doing a commission to reach 100 copper and finally managed to purchase my second piece of equipment, being the Lotus belt. I then took another trip to the hub to put the blooming reforge on it, and additionally I used the overgrown grass I had to put mossy on my melon chest plate. I participated in a wheat contest and managed to place silver, so we're slowly working towards our first overpowered farming tool. I collected yet another flowering bouquet and used it on my Lotus necklace, and soon after I unlocked yet another plot. Before cleaning it out though, I used some copper to upgrade Sam's scythe just to make clearing this plot a little bit easier. I spent some time clearing the plot and participated in another contest and managed to convert all my metals into a singular gold medal to purchase my first farming tool. I decided to go with the cocoa chopper as it's going to be crucial to get the replenish enchant for my tools. I then purchased a few sunder books from the Sky Mart, which if you didn't know is basically just the harvesting enchant but for axes specifically. I then checked back back with my minion and took my rare rabbit pet to cat and started the upgrade to epic. Throughout this event, I've been collecting a lot of dark candy from the Great Spook event and decided to purchase 2 black woolen yarn, 8 scare fragments, and 3,000 expired pumpkins. Afterwards, I checked back in with Cat to collect my now epic rabbit pet, and it was then time for yet another spooky festival. I managed to collect a ton of purple candy and amassed a total of 2,500 points. This finally allowed me to have enough purple candy to purchase the black cat pet, which I'm super excited for because it has a ton of bonus magic find. I also upgraded my intimidation talisman to the intimidation ring, and then used my scare fragments to upgrade that into the intimidation relic. I immediately took my black cat over to cat, and thanks to the black yarn, I was able to instantly upgrade it to mythic. I've never gotten this on any profile, not even the black cat. Now I have the mythic black cat. This is actually so exciting. Let's go. So as you can see, I don't even have full Lotus equipment yet. I'm missing the last one, but we have our second overgrown grass available here. This is insane. I recently learned how rare this is after I got my first one. I was talking to some friends. They're like, dude, this is like, it's a 1 in 1,000. If you look at my Lotus equipment, I've done 18 of these guys. I'm about to get my second overgrown grass. All right, I now have my 5 gold carrots here. Was it you, Lumberjack? It was. And now I have my second overgrown grass. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this on the leggings because we have it on the chest already. Let me go put this on the leggings. I don't include all of them, but I've been participating in a lot of Jacob's contests and managed to get my hands on a blueprint, which I then crafted into the wheat hoe. Thankfully, I'd been collecting a few turbo wheat books from these contests and managed to put the turbo wheat 3 enchant on this hoe. I then took a short break from farming to head over to the forge and started making the travel scroll to the forge as I was tired of making this walk every single time I wanted to forge something. The next day, I got back on and collected my new scroll and spent some time mining diamonds to get 10 enchanted diamond blocks, and with those, I started making 5 refined diamonds in the forge. I participated in a tasty mithril event, which unfortunately I forgot to press record, but I did record the result showing that I got a massive 81,000 mithril powder from this. I took a quick trip back to the hub to purchase a combat boost from Zog so our black cat will level up just a little bit faster. You see, the problem with this episode is I can't make any fast or fancy edits as I'm literally breaking all of these crops instantly. Normally, I would edit the video to show the last frame of me hitting a mob or breaking a block, but since these crops break literally instantly, it just doesn't work. Oh, also, I've been talking with a lot of you in the Discord server, which if you haven't joined is linked in the description, and I've been considering getting into streaming. I definitely would be using a face cam, and I wouldn't stream every day or anything, but maybe once or twice a week when going for a rare item. For example, next week's video is going to be more mining focused, where I plan on going for the bow pet, and maybe even doing a little bit of nucleus runs, so if that's something you'd be interested in, please let me know down in the comments below. Again, this would not be daily streams or anything like that, just here and there when going for rare items or doing something that's at least somewhat interesting rather than mindless grinding. With all of the wheat done, I managed to upgrade our melon chestplate into the crappie chestplate. While I do a little bit more farming here, I want to quickly talk about the future of this series and answer a few questions from you guys in the comments. I've been asked a lot about what mods and what resource packs I use in my videos, and if you're at all interested, you can access the entire pack that I use in my Discord server. Also, a lot of you have asked when I plan on getting into dungeons, and I'd like to get a Juju shortbow first, which I know is still pretty far away as I haven't even touched Slayers yet. Reason being is I want to be as safe as possible. As you know if you've seen my previous episodes of this series, I don't mind doing extremely tedious grinds. I leeched over 200 dragons for armor sets, I mined emeralds for 5 hours to get the emerald armor set, and I killed over 62,000 endermen just because I wanted to drop the legendary enderman pet instead of upgrading it. That being said, I will probably be doing tier 1s until I get final destination armor, and then do tier 2s for the Juju. I still don't plan on starting Slayers for a few more weeks though, as next week I really want to get into some more mining progression and dive into the crystal hollows, so please look forward to that. Alright, with even more materials collected, we can also upgrade our melon leggings into crappie. I then went back to the hub to give Cat my elephant pet as I slowly want to start upgrading it to legendary. Also, I got a cool visitor that has a green bandana. I have no idea if this is rare or even good, but I'll be saving it for a future farming pet. Back in the forge, I claim my refined diamonds and start making 5 gold plates, which will be very important for next week's video. And after my final stretch of farming, I managed to upgrade both the helmet to crappie, and my boots. Oh, also here's me proving that I still haven't died. I keep forgetting to do this, but just know I haven't died, and if I do die, I will be very, very upfront about it. That's going to do it for episode 7 of my Hardcore Ironman series. I know this wasn't exactly the most exciting episode, but this is going to allow me to have a decent source of income to fund all of my booster cookie needs. As stated earlier, next week we'll be taking a trip to the Crystal Hollows and maybe even doing some nucleus runs. As a reminder, don't forget to join the Discord and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss next week's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in part 8.